So he's he's one of the people that um, opened up the coaching world in the 90s. And he was the first one to really start using this distinction because it worked in management. Now, the distinction goes back in psychology. You would see Maslow and Rogers, Carl Rogers, they would define it um, a little bit differently, but it's been refined by management consultants and coaches over the years. And mostly they keep using it because it helps people move forward. It's action oriented. It's not theory or a therapy. As a matter of fact, um, it's become so popular, not because it's a good theory, because it's so useful. And so when you ask me to define what a toleration is, tolerations are those things. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're large, but there are those things in our firms, in our office, in personal life that are misaligned from our vision, our standards, or values. So I'll say that again. There are those things, tolerations are those things in our life, whether it's the firm or our personal life, that are inconsistent with our vision, our standards, or our values. So let me give you an example. Is that okay if I give an example?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Go for it. Give me let me set it up for you. Mark, can you give me an example?
Okay. Um, I have a vision, like you, of being healthy and living a long, long life. And in that vision, I should weigh 175 pounds. So that's a healthy weight for me. But let's assume I don't, but let's assume I weigh 195 pounds. So that weight is incongruent with my goal. And especially if I'm not taking action. If I know that it's incongruent, I have that goal and I'm not taking it. So I'm tolerating that extra weight. I'm tolerating not being in shape. All of those things are inconsistent or incongruent with my vision for health. Another small example might be in a law firm where I have a standard for how work product goes out to clients. And that standard might include it goes out without misspellings or grammatical errors. Uh,
Or it
my,
goes out, or it just goes out. Yeah. And the toleration might be it just gets out. The word gets out.
when I get to see the document or when I review it, and maybe an associate or paralegal did it, it's filled with errors and it drives me crazy. But that can be a frustration in and of itself. But if I don't take action on it, and I know that I've got to deal with this, and maybe because it's a personality issue and I don't deal with it, I'm tolerating those things. So for me, those are the tolerations, Steve. Things that are incongruent with how I see myself and my vision for myself, my office, my firm.
And this is the benefit of our partnership. You're a very high on the high. You're a very high I, and I'm a very high C, but I'm a very low I. So it's one of the reasons that when you and I looked at partnership, I thought would work well because we're complementary of each other, because we're opposites in some
So
way.
both have enough of self-awareness to not what do I say? I don't want to say bore, disturb, create enough disturbance with the other to just not adapt our disc. So I don't want to stay on this for the purpose of this, but so for me, you're right. Mine's a little bit more expansive when I distinguish them. For me, a toleration could be anything, but it's something that should be addressed. It's inconsistent with my mission, but it isn't getting addressed. So I consciously acknowledge it as something that I know has to be done that's not right, and I'm not doing anything with it. I'm not moving forward. So one of the powerful things with tolerations is being able to name them, is being able to put a label on them so I can take action on them. And that's one of the powerful things. So toleration, for me, it sits in the background of one's mind and consumes energy. We might think, so here's a distinction. Like I could have a messy desk, but to me, maybe I don't have any standards around a clean desk. And the messy desk is just a messy desk. It's the way it is, the way I am. If I don't have that, if I have a standard about order, or I've developed a standard about order and cleanliness and be able to get things done, I might say things, I should deal with this desk. It shouldn't be happening this way. One of these days I'll get to it and I'll fix it. So for me, the nuance of the toleration is I am conscious that it's inconsistent and I am not taking action and it's sitting back there. Let me give you a hallmark. You okay if I give you a hallmark of a toleration that everybody can relate to?
Sure, sure, absolutely. As long as that like a
Everybody,
Hallmark movie, we're talking like a Hallmark definition, right?
yeah, exactly. It's yes. So, assuming most everybody on listening to this podcast has a car. And as soon as someone sits in their car or gets out of their car, they can recognize the concept of a toleration. So you're driving along and it's misty out and you turn on your windshield wipers and you turn them on and there's streaks going back and forth. And you say, oh, Jesus, I can't stand that. I got to take care of that. Next time you get in the car, same thing. Next, you get in there, dang, I got to take the sun's coming through with all of those streaks. Can't see properly, but I got to take care of that. Or they, the car's filthy on the outside. It's dirty and it's, oh, I got to get through the car wash one day. I got to get through the car wash one day. It's all these little things. It's the fast food wrappers that are sitting in the back seat and they go, I got to take care of that. I got to take
Wait
care
a
of
minute,
it. But
wait a
it
minute.
sits there. So you're getting into some of the strategies, and I
Right.
want us, you and I, to get to strategies. But I want to say one more thing, and we can talk about strategies for dealing with them. Because you're right. It obviously, I think, I'll suggest it's more overwhelming to have these specified, unrecognized new annoyances in my life, then naming them as you did, and then being able to tackle them in a strategic manner, not all at once. So I think it gives me some peace of mind to have a name on something and know, all right, tell the truth about it. It's a toleration, and we'll talk about fixing it. But the other thing I want to say about them and why I think they're so powerful, Steve, is we can slowly, I might have standards, but we can slowly um, denigrate our standards and we can slip into a world of mediocrity. Do you know what I mean? It's like we accept these things and we accept this and we accept this. One of the things we could say is we establish standards through what we allow, what we permit. And if we permit something long enough, it gets tolerated. Whatever we get to tolerate gets repeated more and more, and it adds more in our life. And it seems like just the way life is at some point, and it becomes hopeless. So what seeps into our life is a word that I know you hate, is mediocrity, right? It's the absence of seeking excellence, the absence of, or the disregard for seeking excellence. And so, these things slip in. Um, you've called me out on this before, but one of the things I love to say for toleration, that if someone's on this podcast, um, in a place they can write, I would write this down. And it won't be the first time I'll say that to people, but um, you have everything right now in life that you're willing to tolerate. You have everything right now that you are willing to tolerate, excuse me. So achieving, you don't have to write this part down. So write that down. You have everything in life right now that you're willing to tolerate. So achieving what you and I are committed to and our community is committed to, a great life and a great practice, or maintaining our standards, will take you and I to be unreasonable with ourselves and with others. And that's how we combat mediocrity. And so you'll see it seeping in, and we might find ourselves being too reasonable. You'll notice it because you've been tolerating underperforming employees. You've been tolerating not going home on time for years. You've been tolerating not having a weekend free or going on a vacation or working out or exercising or wait, because we become too reasonable with ourselves and those around us. So it's one of the things that you and to me, the ability to let these things live in our lives turns us into mediocre creatures, and I don't like that.